Okay, am I live? Yep, I'm live. Okay. While I'm waiting for some people to join, I am going to pull up some websites that I'm going to need for tonight. And please feel free to say hi. I'm going to open the chat up so I can see who's coming in. Hi, Heather. How are you, sweet soul? my energy is off the effing charts right now. I'm like, what the shit? I wonder if we're having a spike in Schumann resonance. If I have a heart attack, somebody call 911. I like Melissa, don't say that. Hi, Miss Mary. Hi, Patty. Hi, Shelby. Hi, Sue. I know I said hi, hi, Heather. It's like my voice gets really high. Hi, Miss April. Hi, Miss Lacey. Missy, hello. I'm going down low now. Connie, hi. Is everybody having a good day? It's Friday. It's Friday. Hi, Tana. Hi, Amber. Miss Amber, I'm going to start right in on you. I get a lot of pressure. I hear a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. Okay. I don't really have a topic. I was hoping to have one, but energy was wonky for me today. So I was just kind of like, I don't know. We'll see what I want to do. Hi, Randy. Welcome. First time here. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Hopefully I don't scare you too bad. I don't think I'm, well, I am. I was going to say, I don't think I'm too crazy, but let's just get real. I'm a little crazy. Missy says she's had a stressful week. April, hello. Debbie, hello. I just felt like I needed some zen. I just needed wusa, like big energy. I have a gentleman here with me, and I keep hearing the name Johnny, and he keeps telling me the word brother. So I suspect it's going to be somebody's sibling. Johnny could be his name, or it could be the name of somebody connected to him. So we'll see how that plays out today. Doesn't feel like night when it's still sunny and shiny and gorgeous out there. So, Randy, aren't we all? Yes, pretty much. Or we're all more sane than we realize we are, and we think we're crazy. But they say crazy people don't think they're crazy. So there's that. I'm going to hold on to that. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Casey. Hi, Sherry. Hello, sweet soul. Hi, Tammy. Katie. All Facebookers. I am going live for the first time on X. I have no idea how it's going to work. If people on X can comment, and I don't know. I am not familiar with X. I haven't done much on there. So, but I'm trying to learn and figure it out. Okay. Hi from the UP of Michigan. What's the UP? Am I ignorant? Well, there's that too. This might be a really interesting evening, you guys. Hi, Miss Rochelle. Hi, friend. Oh, the cup. A very dear friend of mine got me this. Hi, Lynn. Long time no see. Hi, Amanda. Upper Peninsula. Dope. I just want to hold it right now. I just feel like I want to hold it right at my heart center. Oh, a lot of energy. Cindy, you're in Arizona. Hi, Miss Kathy. I was waiting to see my friend Kendra. She had posted a question earlier asking if animals can feel and sense energy like we humans can. And the answer to that is a good old yes. They pick stuff up, they feel stuff, they sense stuff, they're sentient beings, they have a soul. Okay. Shelby, sisters here from Spokane area. Welcome. My sister-in-law's in Spokane, and I have done some events up there. Looking at coming back this was hoping for this summer, but I suspect it's probably going to be more like fall if I do come up there. But we'll see. But I'm hoping because I absolutely love that area. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm probably going to start scribbling here in a minute. Anyway, so what I had started to say was somebody had asked me a question about animals being sentient beings. So I wanted to touch on that. And if there's any other topics or any other, before we start getting into personal readings, is there any topics anybody has that they would like to know about that they feel is in my field? And if I don't feel it's in my field, I will tell you. I don't know shit about that. Or I know a couple things. Okay. I will tell you something that keeps coming up over and over again in my world, because what I do for a living, I deal with a lot of grief. And what I have seen a lot of is people who aren't letting themselves grieve, are not letting themselves feel the pain of the emotions, and they're burying it with, can be food, it can be alcohol, it can be drugs, or it can just simply be uh, bury, not dealing with it, escapism in some other form. So the only way to get through that kind of grief is to feel it and to give yourself permission to look at it. And sometimes it's only a tiny piece we can look at. Like, I can't take the whole piece right now. It's going to rock my world, but I can take a little bit of it. And we have to keep pushing forward every day. We have to keep pushing forward every day. Hi from Lethbridge, Alberta. Oh, you are up there. That's gorgeous. Amber, I have some senior pets. How can I help them let go and pass on? Well, you can't help them let go. They choose to let go, just like your soul will choose. So what they can and what they do show us is I have asked my own animals, because I don't like to have to cross them. I don't want to be responsible for that shit. Have I? Yes. I will ask them when they're ready, and I will ask them to show me significant sign. I had one, I think I booked her euthanasia appointment 2 or 3 times, and then I call them. My vet's office is amazing, so I just call like, "Oh, not today," and they, okay, and then it would come up again, and nope, not today. And she was just like, I still need some time. But when she was ready, she absolutely let us know. So the beautiful thing is you have to trust in your heart and in your gut. When you get that feeling that it is time, then trust that it is time. Try not to push it for them, just because sometimes, and I have seen some people like this, I'm not saying everybody is, but like, oh, it's a lot for me. I just not ready yet, or I am ready. I just gotta give them another. If you're in that place, they're not ready. If you're thinking at it from your perspective, they're not ready. I know, I know. And I don't mean to say that to cause any harm or to hurt anybody's feelings or to piss anybody off. But I think I'm probably pretty good at pissing people off. So I'm getting comfortable with that. But at the same time, you've got to trust your own feelings about that. Okay. Sherry, you're in sunny Mexico. Woohoo! Hi, Deborah, hello. Tammy, great to see you too. Myra, hello, sweet soul. It has been a minute. I have been well. I've been well. I wanted to go. I missed somebody. Hold on. Read that. I read that before. Okay, I thought I missed somebody. Maybe I didn't. Oh, April. I'm going to read this. I posted a comment just a few minutes ago. Should I have waited for this? When we get triggered, what do we do with that energy? I want to get rid of it. I don't want to be upset and angry. How can we release that? The second you get triggered, say thank you. Before you, I had to do that in a very public way not that long ago where I had to like, don't bite their head off, don't scream, don't have a fit, be an adult, have the conversation, step back from it for a moment. Thank the emotion and the trauma because there's something that's coming up that needs to be healed, especially if you are having a reaction that's going on to somebody else. Okay, it is not necessary to spit and spew our frustrations out on anybody else, but we see it happening every day. Okay, so breathe, step back, but thank your body for bringing it to your attention. That is the most beautiful thing. And then if you don't have time right where you're at, wait till you get home or wait till you have a few moments and just sit with it and come into meditative state. Bring your thoughts inward. Ask your body, where was that trauma? Where did I first experience that? What was it? And sometimes you will be taken to the moment where that initial emotion popped up and you can say, oh, childhood trauma. I was 5 years old and my mom did this and it caused me a lot of pain. And instead of hugging me and loving me after my feelings got hurt, she scolded me for crying. So then I learned that my emotions weren't very valuable and I started to shove them down. Okay. A lot of times when we're little, we're told, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about, or you have no reason to cry. So we're judging somebody else's emotions and telling them what they have a right to feel. So then we start to learn we don't have a right to feel our feels. That's something wrong with me. Something wrong with me. And then we push that side of us down. There's something wrong with me. No, there's not. There's something wrong with the way it was handled, but there is not something wrong with you. So by getting to the root of the cause is how you start to heal. And it's so simple. We can make it as difficult as we need to. I've seen me do it. But we can make it as simple too, just by looking at it, the feeling and the emotion and letting ourselves kind of, okay, where was the first time I had that? Just breathe and sit with it. We don't want to chase it. Don't go running after that thought, but just sit with it and like, when was the first time? And just allow. And hopefully that helps. Let me know if it didn't. Okay. But you got to do the work. Mm-hmm. There's no shortcuts. Okay. So Gracie is asking, I had a dream. I'm going to put this on the screen so I'm not looking over there. All right. I had a dream of my grandpa. He passed. He was outside at night. He was scared, running from something. Then I woke up concerned. Is he at peace? Yeah, that would be more. There may be something going on of your fears and you're using grandpa. So grandpa's energy represents something for you. Pay attention to what he represents for you. Okay. Safety, security. So you're not feeling safe and secure, possibly. Where in what areas are you not feeling safe and secure? So pay attention to that. I hope that. But yeah, I don't have him stepping in front of me. So, but I could say with 95, 99, I would go 99% certainty he's safe. Okay. Sue, today's your guys. Much love to you. And today is his birthday, so we will wish him a happy birthday. And we will wish you a happy day. My gal, I have been good. I'm trying to go be more consistent coming live. I think the last time I was on here live was a couple weeks ago. Maybe it probably wasn't last week. A couple weeks ago. I love this. I don't want them to suffer. I want them to choose. What if that was part of the soul contract for that animal? I need to have this experience. We humans are so programmed to control everything. We really are. And I get that. I don't want them to suffer either. But that is a very human thing. Because they'll tear the shit out of each other. Most animals, like if you've ever watched any of those Wild Kingdom, there was some serious shit going on there. And those animals aren't being tortured in the afterlife because of their what they're doing. Does that make sense? That doesn't give anybody the right to go hurt somebody, so that is not what I'm saying. So if you think that, no, let's just nip that shit right in the bud. Nope, nope, nope. Um, so we do have consequences to some degree, but we're not being tortured for it in hell. Okay. Hopefully I didn't make that more confusing just now. Okay. 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 Yvonne, I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. I know. Sometimes we do. But sometimes it's not necessary to say it. I always tell people speak your truth, but the thing that's with the throat chakra, but the thing that comes connected to the throat chakra isn't just speaking your truth, but allowing others to speak theirs. And we have a hard time with that. And it's like, I don't want to hear anything you're saying. Why? You can see it in our world. There's such a fucking division right now because we don't want to listen to one another. We just want to speak our truth. The thing about speaking your truth is it's important to listen to other people's too. Kathy, there have been no more encounters with cats. Yay! And we will talk. So, speaking of cats, that's the spirit messenger. We will talk about those a little bit tonight. I will give a blah, 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 blah. I will be giving you guys spirit animals here in a little bit, or animal messengers, so you can look them up. I also have my it's been a long day, and the energy has been tweaking. Which is like, I have my numerology page pulled up so I can send numbers to you guys too, and possibly look them up if it's needed. Okay. Yep, I had the name Johnny. My dad. Okay, I'm gonna throw her up here real quick. You said you had the name Johnny. My dad's is named Johnny, and him and my brother are in. Okay, let's go talk to them, brother and John. So what I had written down, obviously a while ago, because I got a blue pen now. But before I started, I wrote down brother, and then I wrote down Johnny. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then below it, what I had written down is the number 10. Patty, do you understand the number 10 or the connection to the month of October? Because that would be the 10th month. Let me scroll down until I get back to her. Patty, if you are still on here and can respond, I'll give you a couple minutes. Or no, I'll give you about a minute because a couple minutes is a long time on here. And if you don't, we'll move on. So I'm just going to ask everybody to send Leah lots and lots of love and lots of healing thoughts and energy. Okay. They said she has a little work here on this side, no rush. A lot of emotions to clean up. They said a lot of emotions to clean up for you. A lot of healing has taken place, but a lot more will still continue. With saying that, I want to go to the brother in spirit. So, Leah, if that's not you, I'll move on. But if you understand the brother in spirit in the month of September, could you please let me know? So I'm going to write down Leah, bro, Sep, so I don't forget. Because if you say yes, I'm going to say, what are you saying yes to? Okay. Hold on. Anything for me this time versus what time? Last time? Next time? Sometime? I am such a snarky shit sometimes. I'm gonna give you the number 11, sweetheart. So what I want you to do is go to, Google, type in the number 11, 1. Behind it, type in numerology, and then see what comes up for you. I will tell you 11s are really significant with angels and angelic presence, and kind of telling you you're on the right path, you're going the direction you need to go. I hope that makes sense for you. Okay. I'm just sitting in my car listening to you talk. Does anybody understand that? Hey, Amber. I'm not sure at the moment, Leah. Okay, so anybody understand brother and September? I called him bro. Oh, Myra, what is September for you, sweetie? What is September? Angels are with you, my dear. Angels are with you, my dear, I hear. And I just did that in public. Okay. Much love to you too. Much love to you too. I get my symbol for raising somebody else's children too. Do you understand that, Myra? Um, yes, you can. Connie, I'm gonna give you the number 47. So for you, if you're new here, Shelby, you're driving. Do you have somebody in spirit that you wanted to talk to? Do you understand that? There's a 6 connected to you too. That could be the month of June. This is for Shelby McLaughlin Funk. They're saying older brother, older brother. Just because I get that doesn't mean there's somebody in spirit, but do you understand the older brother? Okay, it's coming in pretty quick, you guys. So, oh, she wanted to talk to Gary. Okay, we'll see if we can get him to come through for you. Or if I didn't want to take that back. If he chooses to, I will bring it forward. Yvonne, I want to give you the number 9. 9, 9. 9 is very much about some phase of your life closing out, something else coming forward. But something is closing, something else is coming in. Oh, shit, I just cooking. New here, I would love to hear from my, if he steps forward, sister, I will share him for you. Tammy Rector Bell, 52, please look up the number 52. Sorry. So I am either going to be with Shelby or with Brenda. Would either of you understand the silvery haired gentleman? Kind of feels like it's a little bit on the side, kind of comes down a little bit, but it's not long. It would be shorter. My hair changes, but it's kind of like a silvery salt and peppery mix. But he's not, it's very healthy looking hair. So very healthy looking head of hair still. I feel like he would have been quite attractive. I hear charming. I'm getting a connection to March, and then I'm getting a connection to the number 16. He's referencing green eyes, green eyes. I do hear 2 dads. That could be dad and stepdad. There's an April connection as well. With April, they're giving me the number 4, but April is also the 4th. Um, so whoever those 2 were that I said, we could be with one of you. Do you understand that? The silvery hair, the full hair? gonna hang with you until you guys respond. Shelby says no, so the other person know that at all? Does that make any sense? Boy, I'm telling you. Um, I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her. So of the two people that I whose names I called out, do either of you understand? Well, we already know one doesn't. Does the other person? And then there's a reference to the chest, having issues to the chest. Shelby, do you understand an issue to the chest with him? No. No, they don't. They can come through the moment they pass. Would you understand the cigarette smoker, Shelby? Gosh darn it. There. Would you understand the cigarette smoker? You said his name was Gary. I hear Garrett with a T on it. Does that name make any sense too? I mean, Gary, Garrett, but I hear Garrett. So Brenda understands it, and Shelby sounds like she understands it. And then when I said Shelby's name, I heard heart attack. So Shelby, would you understand either your dad or your grandfather having a heart attack? I hear Garrett. I hear Garrett. What is Gary's middle name or last name? And then I hear the name Amanda. Did you get to say goodbye to your dad? That's yeah. I keep wanting to put it. There's something with the T. I don't know what that is, but I keep wanting to say Garrett with a T. I don't know what that is. I'm fucking telling you, there is something with it because I keep hearing it. If I only heard it once, I'd be like, whatever, but it is keeps coming through. Um, and then there's Amanda. Does anybody understand this? We have a grandma we call T. Was that on your dad's side? Oh, I look, I look fucking nuts. Okay. Amanda has grandpa passed away, Gary record. I'm gonna go, Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. You had to make some changes. Hi, kid. I hear Father of the Year. An apology. This is different than the silver haired guy, though. This guy has brown hair. There's a reference to two boys. Mine. Do you know, Amanda, does your dad have sons? 2 boys. And being raised by somebody other than your parent, because I hear my symbol for is August Rush, and I'm hearing August Rush. There's also a reference to cataclysmic event, something big and life changing, and then we got to go back to the heart. Had to keep coming back. Had to keep coming back. I was in the hospital twice. And then they give me 2 days, and then I literally can see somebody being rolled off in a gurney. I hear my mom's with me now. My mom's with me now. Then they pulled me back to November. And I feel like it's definitely a male, and I feel like he wants to say, I was the dad everybody wanted. So I feel like I was a good dad. But I also keep getting this reference to the blended family where two families come together. April comes up as significant as well. I cried. I cried. Keep wanting to say Amanda. Amanda, Amanda. And I get really annoyed. I'm like in Shelby, in your energy, I get really annoyed. Was there a lot of frustration around your dad's passing and a lot of annoyance, or are you just mad at me? Because I'm like, when oh my, that's funny. I mean, not funny. Okay. Okay. And you said Jerry was grandpa, is that correct? Yes, you're annoyed at me, or yes, you're annoyed, or yes, with your dad. Hugs, hugs, hugs. You have to answer more than just yes, sweet soul. I need you to say what the yes was about, if you could. My brain. I had long sessions today, so just I was annoyed with his choice. That's where clairsentience comes in handy. I'm like, why am I getting annoyed? Why do I hate me right now? Frustration. I hear jet too, so I don't know if a plane has something to do with anything or a jet, but just make note of the jet. We're gonna hang with Shelby for just a little bit, so if you guys could give me just a second. We'll just hang with her for a second and for a little bit longer, and then I'll move on. I hear long journey ahead. Do you have the Maria or the Mary? Shelby, do you understand that MAR name, please? MAR, female. Then I hear the word codified, and I think to codify, I could be wrong, but I think codify is when you burn something or cut something. I'm gonna Google it. Oh, it's cod, not caught. Arrange into, wait, Codify is a word too. Arranging or organizing something. Codify. Oh, codify. Oh, stepmom. So that would be his wife. Okay. I get a reference to having to make amends too. Would you understand that at all? Having to make amends. That's for Shelby. And then I get a sheepdog. Do you understand the sheepdog? I hear too many family members can't please everybody. Too many family members can't please everybody. And you got to go back again. Yeah, you got to go back again, I hear. Do you understand that? You got to go back again. They're saying make a treaty, make a plan. There's a state, I don't know if I want to go to Idaho or Indiana, but there it's an I-N-I-N-D-I-D, Indiana, Idaho. I feel like I want to pull my hair out. I just getting frustrated. Okay, again. I don't know if we're going to be moving, but there is a reference to liver failure. Does anybody understand that? Shelby, were they big dogs? Like a sheepdog's pretty hairy fella. Okay. And I know a lot of you guys are continuing to ask questions. If I am pulled to you, I will absolutely respond. Not everybody obviously is going to get responded to. That's kind of the way this works. You are welcome to schedule a session anytime you would like. I would be honored and love to work with you. You need to get another piece of paper that I can scribble on though. Also a reference to father of the bride. You understand? So what was that? Was that your dad? As I think we're still with Shelby. I just think there's so much energy around her. And I get this deceitful energy and this need to release and to forgive and to let go. I am not a fan of the term let go because a lot of inner work has to be done in order to do so. People tell me, I let go. The fuck you did, you pushed it down. There's a huge difference between letting something go and releasing it. So there there needs to be a lot of work in this area, sweetheart. I'm telling you. I hear forgive yourself. And I don't even think you did anything wrong, but you're holding on to some things. Um, but it is about coming within and finding making peace with it for your I hear for your own sanctity, for your own sanctity, peace of mind. Oh, hugs to you, sweet guys, sweet souls. Okay. Molly, because it kept coming up and I'm hearing it again, could you guys just make note of the name Garrett? It may have nothing to do with anything. It just may be my crap, but I keep getting it with you guys. I know he was Gary, but I keep hearing it. So I'm like, what in the hell do I keep hearing that for? So if you could write it down, you can say makes no damn sense, but just write it down. Just write it down. I just write it down. Okay. And then there's a reference to the puppy, the puppy. Bless your heart. I know sometimes I say things and people argue or say no, and I am an asshole. I will just keep arguing. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I just have learned to trust dead people. Thousands of readings later, I've just learned that there's a reason they're saying something. I may not always interpret it correctly or be like, okay, what are they saying? What is this? But I just kept getting it over and over again. Okay, guys, we're going to do a rousing rendition of What's My Number or Animal Spirit, and then I'm going to close because my energy is waning and that's not going to be helpful for anybody. Hi, Nathan. Okay, so if you would like to know a number that you can look up that talks about the vibrational energy you're dealing with, ask me. Or if you want to know if there's a spirit animal that you should be working with or that has a message for you, ask me that too. That's funny. I just read myself. I was looking right at myself and I was getting skunk. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to look that up now. What are me and the skunk up to this week? I'll find out soon. Okay. Do you ever accidentally read yourself? Anybody ever look in the mirror and you get information? You're like, oh, thanks. Just read myself. Brenda, this is funny, or maybe not, and you might not have a clue what I'm doing, but I want to go, oh, the whole Tarzan thing, swinging through the jungle vines. I have no idea, but I heard it when I saw when you said, "Is there anything for me?" Tarzan. Tarzan? What does Tarzan symbolize? I'm gonna Google that. Symbology of Tarzan. Uh, a perfect metaphor for colonialism and white European imperialism. What the hell? Well, I don't know if I'm gonna solve that in a couple of seconds here, but complex too, very complex. Maybe you're swinging through trees. I know, I apologize. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, you're welcome, Miss Shelby. Garrett, got it. Okay, Myra, I wonder what my brother was trying to show to reference with September that has come up in the past as references of like justice towards his case. I just keep hearing, sweetheart, it will come to pass. In other words, it feels like there is going to be more coming up. Um, just keep holding faith for that. Answers will arise as they need to, is what I hear. Okay. Tab, I don't have any loved one messages. If you, at this point, guys, if you want a number or an animal, that's what we're doing. Sarah, I'm going to give you the number 42. Hi, Mandy. Miss Deborah, 6161. Molly, I'm going to give you the number 5. I will tell you right off the bat, 5 is very significant of changes coming. You start seeing 5s or 555, buckle up, Buttercup. Buckle the fuck up. Okay. But it's not going to be an animal spirit for you. It's going to be a messenger. And I want you to look up the leopard, please. No, 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 no. They said cheetah. I said leopard and they were like, cheetah. I was like, shit, chill. Chill out a little bit. It's going to look that up for you. But so what I use, you guys, I'll copy a link here. You can use this link to look up your animal. I don't know where I left off, so I'm going to just go down. Sue Rap, I'm going to give you the number 8. Miss Amber, 909. Oh, that's a lot of endings, openings, endings. So you might find like that door's closed, that one open, that one closed. So it feels like a lot of shifts for you, but look up 909. Marciela, oh, that's kind of fun to say. Hello, sweet soul. You want a number? I'm going to give you the number 6. Brooke Mears, Brooke Marie, sorry, Brooke Marie Deer, the number 3. Miss Rochelle. Can I give you a beaver? I want to also give you the number 47 is coming up. Beaver. Reminding you to act on your dreams to make them a reality. In other words, it takes goals, focus, hard work to reach what you desire to create. It insists that you have a plan and act on it. So to me, I want to go to have a plan. Have a plan. Okay. Stacy. Instead of a spirit animal, I know I said that, but I'm actually not going to give you a spirit animal. I'm going to give you an elephant as a spirit messenger. So it is a spirit messenger. So it has a message for you. I'm looking it up. Elephant is letting you know you can deal with any obstacle that you're facing right now. It is not as complicated as you think. I love that because that's a really good point because we humans make shit so much more complicated than it has to be. So, like by telling ourselves this is too hard, well, you are right. We don't have to make it as complicated. We can say this is taking extra effort. I had to put in some extra effort on this one. That's fair. But when you tell yourself something, your body believes it and you're creating that energy. You just put that shit out there for everybody and for yourself. Oh, that reminded me. That was something that I wanted to talk about tonight. I was scrolling social media for a little bit and I saw a post saying somebody sends negative energy, basically send it back. And it was a very witchy type of a post. Don't do that. Don't do that. Here's why. Any energy you put out, regardless of what reason it is, comes back. So if somebody sends you ick, and trust me, I get my fair share, I send them love because that's my response. That's what I'm responsible for. That's what I'm putting into the world. And there was a time I would have been right with you. I was flipping off the best of them. You don't say that to me. But as I get older, I have learned to understand what that energy does to myself. And it's not doing anything healthy. And I understand that when we're younger and we have less experiences under our belt, that we can sometimes, I don't care, I'm going to take it. Well, that's fine. Just realize you said that and you decided that was your choice. So if you're keep having stuff happen, you're like, why does this keep happening? Well, what energy are you putting out into the world? Because you're putting that energy out for other people to walk in. You're putting that frustration, that anger out there for other people to walk into. Melissa, you're crazy. I kind of am. I kind of am. I was invited to do a clearing of a property several years ago. And when I got to the property, we got to this place where there's this old cabin and it was pretty dilapidated. And there was a lot of energy there. And it had been around probably hundreds of years. I mean, maybe not hundreds, but at least 100. It'd been there a minute. And I literally saw in my mind's eye, but I could also see the energy coming from the house of a woman running out of the house, running away from danger, screaming and fear and panic. Okay. Obviously, it wasn't a physical thing, but it was residual energy. So what I knew had to happen was that energy needed to be cleared and needed to be healed. So I did break out the smudge and I cleansed and healed the area and I worked through that area until that was gone. But what that did, if you walking around minding your own business and you have any sort of empathy or any intuition at all about you, you would walk into that, walk through that and get the creeps. Or all of a sudden might get scared and something bad's going to happen. What there's nothing here. Oh my God, am I okay? because you just walked through the energy that was there. I know. I've seen it multiple times. So be careful of the energy you're putting out. Be aware of the energy you're putting out. If somebody sends you ick, it's okay. Let them. That's their shit. They'll deal with that, trust me, because they'll get it back whether or not you send it to them. Okay, because that's the ick they're putting out. You hold space for yourself. What I do is I imagine a beautiful triangle of love and light around me. I know. Sometimes I will imagine like a ball of light too, or I'll imagine light coming from my chest and going out. And I do that when I do readings. But that energy, that light is very protective and it's very important. I refer to this as a spiritual condom. I know, because you need to protect your energy. Okay. So put this energy around you. And then always, you do this if you feel like you're ready. I send love to all who think of me. I transmute effortlessly energy, any energy that comes into my field that is not of the light and for the highest and greatest good, that it be transmuted easily and effortlessly into Mother Earth. Let her deal with it. Mother Earth is an amazing transmuter. Let her have that energy. She knows what to do with it. Don't take it on. It's not yours. And don't reciprocate. Send love back to those people. Hurt people, hurt people. And if they're already hurting, you don't need to add to that shit. Okay. I know I am on my soapbox. I apologize. Okay, but I really did want to talk about that today because when I saw that, I got triggered. I was like, oh, God, stop fucking telling people to do that. Stop telling people to do that. Okay, I'm going to go on. I'll try to get a few more animals. Diana, I want to give you a kangaroo. Diana Reimers, a kangaroo. That's fun. Vicky is asking for a number. I don't know how many I missed, so I'm sorry. I want to give you the number 11. I would actually look up 111. 111. I'll go back up to Miss Jen. Oh, hold on. Randy, I want to give you a coyote. And it could well be your last name has got my attention because initially I wanted to say wolf. So I second guessed myself and I said, mm-mm. And then I got a coyote. But you could probably look up both. Okay. Jen, I want to give you the owl. I want to give you the owl to look up, please. I think I got a few of you. Leah, I think you asked me if yours was 11. I don't remember, but I'll look it up. Myra, I want to give you 42. Deborah, I felt like I gave you a number, so I apologize. I want to give you 56, please. Heather, you know what's really sweet? I just wanted to say, have a cup of tea, darling. Have a cup of tea. I don't know why. I want to sit down and drink tea. Oh, octopus. That one's been coming up quite a bit lately in my world. So, octopus. Yvonne. Porcupine. Porcupine. Josie. 212. 212. Dos. Dos uno dos. How would you say that? 212 in Spanish. Animal for me, please. Do you know where your husband is? He's been at my house helping my husband. I want to give you a crocodile, sweetheart. A crocodile. Everybody's like, oh, what? I'm a shit. I have known Miss Michelle for many years and her husband. Beth Wetstein. Oh, Beth Wetstein. Oh, an ant. Oh, ants are fabulous little critters. Ant. Beth Wetstein, ant. I'm going to look it up for you too. Oh, come on. Don't tell me there's no. There is an ant. Fire ant. That's still an ant. You ought to learn from the past and not dwell on it. Oh, don't dwell. That's a good one. Okay. I have no idea how many I have gotten and how many I haven't. And my thing just scrolled up. So, Molly, buckle up. Buckle up. Number 5. Okay. Going. Okay. Okay. Kathy, I'm really focusing on you trying to get a number for you. And the numbers are like, there's a reference to separation anxiety for you. I hear she'll be fine. Give her a hug. Okay, the number 9 changes. There's going to be an ending and a new beginning, but you're okay. An ending and a new beginning. That makes my throat scratchy, like I can't talk. I also want to say you wanted to ask if there is a direct line because we're friends. I have known Kathy for years. She comes to some of my events and all of them actually in Zilla. And she had asked if I'm impressed with myself for remembering this, so I'm gonna get a pat on the back. She had asked if because we know each other, if something happens to one of them, if they have a direct line to me in spirit. And one, I would say yes, but two, I would also say my own relatives, like I always throw my grandpa under the bus because he has a direct line to me and he hasn't used it a whole lot. But and same with my grandmother. I was a lot closer, oddly, to my grandpa than I was to my grandma. I was thought she was kind of cranky and grumpy, and my grandpa was just a lot of fun. So he also showed me how a man should treat a woman. He treated my grandma like a queen, and so I always just thought he was the coolest. So, where I was trying to go with that is they have a direct line to me, but they don't always have the access or they don't always use it like I would like them to. However, I have noticed most recently, like my grandma has been coming in stronger than my grandpa, which was weird. And like my other grandpa, my dad's mom, she, got to jump on her bed and eat candy. She was that grandma, but she passed when I was really tiny. And I wasn't really tiny. I think I was 12, so not super tiny, but still pretty young. She's never come through yet. Okay. So sometimes yes, sometimes no. But if something did happen to you, I would be like, what the hell, lady? Where you at? Come in here. Come talk to me. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, you guys. I will try to come back in a couple of days and see if I can pick up any other pieces for anybody and kind of share. But again, and if you don't like my page or follow my page, don't ask questions. I know I'm getting ballsy in my old age. I'm like, come on. If you're asking questions, do you support me by following and liking my page? That's how you support me. That's easy. Takes nothing. Click a little button. Okay. So so do that. Make sure you're following and liking the page, please. You'll also get notified when I go live, so that will be helpful. I had 2 numbers pop up. I wanted to give Shannon, I'm gonna give you the number 19. Emily, I'm gonna give you the number 6. Again, that 6 is big. 6 feels like it's come up a few times tonight. So as a rule for everybody to look up, I would have you look up the number 6 right now. If I didn't give you a number, look up 6. And then I'll see if there's an animal we can do that with. Yeah, they said yes, ox. So if I did not give you an animal and you're curious what animal would work for you, and I'll just go look it up, the ox real fast. Well, pulled up tarantula. That's not what I wanted to see. Why did you just pull up tarantula? I typed in ox. Maybe it wants you to see a spider. So success doesn't come by accident. It takes sacrifice, hard work, and persistence. That's the message from the ox. Ox symbolism prompts you to provide warmth and support to your close ones and even total strangers. This spirit animal teaches you that your family and friends will thrive if you give them the love and protection and encouragement they need. If this large mammal has visited you, it's a sign that someone you know needs your assurance. Because it said strangers, to do that to strangers, like if you driving by and you see homeless people or just somebody standing on the street, I bless you with pure love and light. That simple. Feel it right here. I bless you with pure love and light. I try to do it to everybody, but I catch myself doing it more if I find or see somebody who's homeless or it looks like somebody's struggling, or if I feel like earlier when I was feeling like, oh, I want to punch them. What is happening? I will know that their energy is really, they need some love. So I will send that. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with pure source energy. One, it raises my vibration and it puts beautiful energy in theirs. And it took nothing from me, but it gave me something because it raised my vibration. Simple, easy peasy. Miss Arva, I'm going to give you a number because you are a Patreon peep, and I'm going to give you the number 69. Miss Mary, I'm going to give you one because you are as well, and I'm going to give you the number 73. And if you guys are following me on Patreon, get your butts over there. Have a good night, you guys.